Good evening and welcome to this regular session of the Lakeville Area Schools Board of Education. This meeting is officially called to order. Please rise and join in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board members in attendance tonight include Director Kelleher, Director Thompson, Vice Chair David Anderson, Chair Baker, Director Lind, Director Carly Anderson, and Director Shinley. The board is joined by Superintendent Dr. Doug Van Zyl, members of the Executive Cabinet, Brenda Albrecht, Lydia Linzo, and we have some guests with us as well. Oh, Tracy's over there. Sorry, Tracy. I'm trying to find everybody. Thank you. We'll go ahead and start our meeting with good news from the superintendent.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Glad that you are here. We want to start off with our Students of the Month. Lakeville Area Schools has a Student of the Month recognition program that highlights elementary, middle school, and high school students each month. Students are nominated by staff members. We're excited to announce that March's students are Zachary Delmont, 5th grader at Lakeview Elementary, Maya Sharp, a 7th grader at Lakeville Online Academy, and Lauren Osborne, an 11th grader at Lakeville South High School. Congratulations to those students for all their outstanding efforts. We also have staff members of the month. Lakeville Area Schools is excited to have a monthly staff recognition program that highlights staff that are nominated by other employees. The staff members of the month for March are Cedar Nagorski, a kitchen staff support at Lakeville Pathway Academy, and Samantha Roy, the administrative assistant at Lakeville Area Community Education. Congratulations to our staff members for their outstanding work. We also want to congratulate Caitlin Hall and Ryan Stacy of Lakeville North High School for being named 2024 National Merit Scholarship finalist, which is outstanding. All National Merit Scholarship winners will be announced this spring, so good luck to Caitlin and Ryan. We also want to send congratulations to our Lakeville South High School's First Tech Challenge team, FTC. The Hacker Cats, as they're known, competed at the FTC Rayathon State Championship in St. Paul, earning themselves a spot at the upcoming World Championship. So congratulations to our Lakeville South robotics team. Also, Lakeville South gymnastics team claims their first ever state championship victory at the 24 Gymnastics State AA State Tournament. Congratulations to the team and individual medalists, Piper Keith, Reese King, and Autumn Schmidt. Way to go. Lakeville South High School and Lakeville North High School have made waves at the state meet. The South secured 5th place with 176 points at the Class AA state meet, and North finished strong in 15th place. Congratulations to our area swimmers and divers as they competed at state. Wow, we got just a full two-pager. Kenwood Trail students earned 2nd place at the Science Olympiad at the state tournament. Kenwood Trail Middle School grabbed 2nd place at the Science Olympiad state tournament for the microbe mission to optics. These students showcase their excellence in multiple events, so congratulations to our Kenwood Trail students. Lakeville North Speech Team excelled at the tournament. We had our Lakeville North Speech Team. They competed at the Harvard Speech and Debate Tournament. Congratulations to Ella Ratchie and Nikita Goering for their impressive top 10 placements. Congratulations to them. And last but not least, Lakeville South students placed in the top 6 at the University of Minnesota Brain Bee. Congratulations to our Lakeville South School, Casey O'Malley, for placing in the top 6 at the University of Minnesota Brain Bee. The Brain Bee is a neuroscience competition that fosters interest in neuroscience among our high school students. So outstanding work to everyone involved. If you want to read more about what takes place and happens in our district, go to district website isd194.org/news.
Thank you for sharing that good news, Dr. Van Zyl. I have to say that when we were at the board attended the home show this last weekend with the Community Ed Board, and we actually Judy introduced us to a hacker cat, and it was pretty interesting to talk to them about the projects and just how they've kind of had grown that program over the years and now growing the next generation. So that's really nice to hear about too.
We were all excited. They told us they were going to World, and we asked them where the competition was, and it's in Houston, Texas. So but there's people from all over the world coming in, but that's where they get to go.
Houston, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for board communications tonight, we do have quite a few updates. I want to start by saying it's nice to see a full house, and thank you to everyone that came out tonight. I know you had to brave the winter weather. My children and I like to have a joke in the spring in Minnesota that we're missing a season, and it's called Sprinter. So welcome to that, and thank you for being here tonight. For board communications, I am the board representative for the community ed. We had a meeting about a week and a half ago. The community ed board got to tour Highview Elementary. It was really cool to see the building and to see the different possibilities for programming beyond the school day for how that could fit to the needs of community ed. And just so you're aware, the Board of Education also toured Highview Elementary the day before, so I got to see it twice, which was kind of cool. And then also for community ed, the spring and summer catalog is out, so if anybody's interested in that. Director Shinley, you had an update?
I'm a part of the advisory council for ECFE. We had our meeting last night. It was a great meeting. A great group of parents that are working to really engage our youngest learners. So they have some really great things happening that are coming up. They have an ECFE Pregnancy and Newborn Resource Fair coming up on April 20th. It is for pregnant families and parents of newborns 0 to 6 months. It's a great way to just talk to people about medical services, mental health, car safety, baby equipment, and early childhood education. And then there's also a vehicle fair that's coming up on Friday, May 17th. And that's where they gather all these big machinery, fire trucks and tractors and snow plows and things like that. So then the kids can go and experience those types of things. So lots of great things happening. ECFE, I've been through the program. Great group of people, great teachers. So if you're interested, if you have any littles that would get on the list early because they fill fast.
They do feel fast.
And they just celebrated their 50th year.
Yes, 50th year, yep.
Yeah. Director David Anderson, did you have an update?
For 9/17,
Make sure you're talking into the mic. Can you?
I think I've only been told that 1,000 times. For 9/17, we just voted to approve a new 3-year deal for Dr. Favor. And we're welcoming a group of international teachers that are going to be starting April 1st. And then we're in para negotiations right now.
Thank you for that update. Director Carly Anderson, are you going to update on the stakeholders engagement sessions that we've had thus far?
And thank you. I also want to thank you all for being here. It's lovely to see your faces in the sea of red, so thank you for coming. So I was at the work session last week, and we had a stakeholder session beforehand. We had 4 speakers. 3 of them talked about, it was community members and teachers talking about the negotiations that we're currently in right now. And we also had a staff member talk about, she was coming from our Link 12 online program, where she brought up some concerns about administration since our budget cuts. And so those were the things that were discussed.
Thank you. And for public comment tonight, we had 4 speakers, 3 talking about negotiations and 1 speaking about inter-district transfer. Do we have any other updates from board members? Okay, hearing none, we'll keep going on. I don't think are there any additions to the agenda tonight? Okay, hearing none, we'll keep going on in that. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
We have a motion by Director Lind. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Director Schindley. Any discussion? Director Thompson?
Yeah, I just want to call out there's a donation section in our in the consent agenda, and from Lakeville Works, hockey boosters, marching band, basketball. They all contributed over $15,000 in donations for their respective clubs, and just want to acknowledge that. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll put it to a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries for the approval of the agenda. Are there any items that board members would like to remove from the consent agenda? Okay. Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
We have a motion by Director Lind. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Director Kelleher. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Okay, hearing none, we'll put it to a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries, so the consent agenda is approved. All right, we'll move on to reports with recommended actions. The first one is the AIPAC resolution, and that's going to be presented by Lydia Linzo and some guests. Make sure the mic's working, and if you could introduce yourselves too,
Yep,
just so
good.
that we have that for the record. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Good evening, Chair Baker, school board members, and Superintendent Dr. Van Zyl. My name is Lydia Linzo. I'm the Director of Equity Services. I have joined tonight Amy Gishmeyer. She is our American Indian liaison, followed by Jody Sheets. She is a dedicated parent and a member of our American Indian Parent Advisory Committee, which is known as our APAC committee.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we are here to provide an update on our American Indian Parent Advisory Committee resolution, a matter that is revisited annually. So this is something not unusual for us. I also provided a reminder to our school board members in the weekly admin update a few weeks ago. So this is not new information. The APAC convenes to discuss and evaluate the educational offerings extended by the district to our American Indian students. Based on their assessment, the APAC will issue a vote and resolution either concurring or not concurring with the district and/or school board's efforts in meeting the needs of our American Indian students. At this point, I'd like to invite Ms. Jody Sheets to read the resolution.
Good evening. I would like to present to you the American Indian Parent Advisory Committee resolution that has recently been approved. And it states, whereas the school board or district has an American Indian Parent Advisory composed of parents and guardians of American Indian children who are eligible for Indian education programs. The school board or districts afford the American Indian Parent Advisory Committee the necessary information and the opportunity to effectively express their views concerning all aspects of the American Indian education and the educational needs of the American Indian children enrolled in the schools and the programs. Whereas the American Indian Parent Advisory Committee is directly involved and advises the school board and the district staff on Indian education program planning. And the American Indian Parent Advisory Committee develops and submits recommendations to the school board and district staff pertaining to the needs of American Indian students. Therefore, be it resolved that the APAC, American Indian Advisory Committee, concurs that the school board and district are compliant with Minnesota Statute Section 124D-78, and that the school board and district are meeting the needs of American Indian students. We, the American Indian Parent Advisory Committee, issue a vote of concurrence. We attest that the school board and/or district are compliant with the Minnesota statutes and that the school board and/or district are meeting the needs of American Indian students. Thank you.
Thank you, Jody, for sharing the resolution. As you can see, the APAC has carefully considered the district's educational offerings and has issued a vote of concurrence. We appreciate the commitment of the board and the district in supporting the educational needs of our American Indian students. School board members, you all should have received a calendar invite from Kim Elson. And the American Indian Committee and I would like to personally invite you to the 7th annual powwow that will be hosted at the Burnsville High School. It is a free event on Saturday, May 4th, and open to the public. Thank you for your time. Okay.
Can I just
Director
add?
Kelleher.
So I just want to add something about the south of the river powwow. I think I've gone every year but 1 year, and it's really a nice time to engage with the community and see the different activities that they do and how it has grown. I don't know if you guys know the count from year one to now, but it has really grown a lot. Last year when I went, I could not believe how many people were present. So it's a cool event to be able to see what our kids and our families experience and just become a little better understanding of their culture.
Director David Anderson?
So Lydia, can I ask a quick question? So how many parents do we have on the advisory council now? Because I was the sole member for many years.
You were the sole member for many years. We can have as many as our American Indian parents as they'd like to be on there.
Well, what's an average?
Last,
More than one, I hope?
oh, yes.
Yeah, we have about 8
Great,
parents involved
great,
concurrently, and there are about 205 identified Native students in the district.
great. It's good to see you again, Jody.
Thank you.
And welcome for the,
Yes.
is this the new liaison?
Amy, yes,
Okay,
new liaison,
welcome.
yes.
Director Lind?
I just want to concur with Judy on the powwow. It's a great event. People need to go. If you've never been there, as new board members, I encourage you to go. It would help fill our goal, too, one of our goals for public involvement, so it'd be really cool.
And it is, I'll mention that it is an all-day event. It starts really early and it ends pretty late. And so if there is a time, there is a 1 o'clock, I believe, grand march. And so that is the time that if you don't know like what time to choose, I would definitely recommend choosing that 1 o'clock. There's also a grand march and the graduation honoring our seniors at 1 o'clock. And so that would be definitely a good time to attend.
Thank you.
But free event. So thank you.
Any more questions from board members?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
Make the motion.
I have a motion by Director David Anderson. Do we have a second?
I'll make a second.
Second by Director Kelleher. Any further discussion or questions on this item? Okay, hearing none, we'll put it to a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. All right, our next item for discussion is the medical and dental renewal. Brenda Albrecht and Aaron Casper are going to be presenting on that.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Dr. Van Zyl, and members of the school board. You have before you this evening our annual renewal of our medical and dental insurance. The insurance committee met throughout the 23-24 school year with national insurance representatives to review the self-funded medical insurance plan performance. The committee, which should be noted, excuse me, I've lost my spot here. The committee, which represents all employee groups, recommended a rate increase of 5% for the 24-25 plan year. It should be noted that given the cost-sharing formula that is standard in district collective bargaining agreements and employment agreements, the district's share of the increase will be 2.5%, and the employee share will be 2.5%. And we have Aaron Casper with us this evening from NIS, and he will present an overview of the plan performance.
Okay, thank you, Brenda. Chair Baker, Dr. Van Zyl, and members of the board, thanks for having me here this evening. So Brenda just kind of gave you the highlights. So what I wanted to do is, let's see here, just run you through where, how
You're
can I
going
get?
backwards.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Okay. Because this is pretty interesting stuff here. Everybody's here, so that's good. So just a market update, and I'm not going to lose this opportunity to speak to the folks behind me here. So really what I wanted to do is just give you an overview of kind of the market in general, and then talk specifics about our plan here at Lakeville Area Schools. So mental health claims utilization continues to be an upward trend in the general marketplace across the board. We also, amongst many K through 12 school districts, are dealing with some financial and HR challenges. So specifically, having ESSER funds related to COVID going away, as well as staffing. So the attraction and retention of staff.
there continues to be a shift. It's gradual, but it's occurring to virtual care for our members. It's not only convenient for them, but it's also providing them a cost savings. And specifically here, if it's set up correctly, like it is here at Lakeville Area Schools, you can have 100% claims redirection off of our self-insured medical plan in which we're incurring the risk. Also, the medical market has really had a price reset. Over the last 12 to 18 months, we've seen across the board quite a few double-digit increases, ranging anywhere from 10% all the way up to the 35% range. So with Director Albrecht talking to us about a 5% increase, that's slightly above medical trend or medical inflation. So we're really in a good position here at Lakeville Area Schools. In addition to that, we do have some specialty drug classes that continue to be a cost driver. We're deploying some different strategies here and considering that here for Lakeville Area Schools, but these are in particular classes like diabetes and weight loss products such as Ozempic and Wegovy. And these drugs, although they do a wonderful job, are very expensive. It can basically tally up on an annualized basis of $36,000 per employee per year on some of these scripts. Some great news. Lakeville Area Schools has been participating in Healthiest You program, which is a virtual care option for the folks behind me and the employees at the district that are on the medical plan. And really what that allows for is 100% free virtual care in 6 different categories. General medicine is by far the largest category, dermatology, mental health. So we just talked about how that trend is we're seeing that upward trend here in the marketplace. We have the option for our folks that are on our medical plan to actually have 100% free access to a therapist, a psychologist, or a psychiatrist, depending on what their particular needs are. And then also nutrition, digital neck and back, and then second opinion services. So specifically for us here, in the first year of offering Healthiest You to our staff, we redirected $318,000 of claims off of our medical plan. So that is 100% removal off our plan. So we're not paying for those. In the most recent 6 months report, so from July 1st, 2023 through December of 2023, we've really done well, $384,000. So just in that 6 months, we're really on track for about a $750,000 claims redistribution. Also on the Amplify network through Solarte Health, that's another another claim saving as well as cost saving mechanism available for members of the plan. We were able to save $258,000 by deploying that strategy. And I would also note that working with the Representative Insurance Committee and the various bargaining units, we're getting that word out to staff so that we can go ahead and continue to maximize these programs. Specifically for our plan, over the most recent 12-month period of time, our claims have been slightly higher, just a hair under $1 million. So most recent 12-month period, $26.9 million compared to $26 million in the previous 12 months. When you break that down, medical spend accounts for 76% of that total spend, while pharmacy represents 24%. And I think right here in the middle of the page, total member claims under $50,000, so equating to $16 million of our total spend, represent 3,691 members, while the total member claims over $50,000, which represent 10.6 million, account for 92 of our members. So you can see the result of some high claims activity. We did receive $1.1 million we anticipate rounding out $1.1 million in pharmacy rebates for our plan. And we do have our stop loss specific level at $200,000 for protection there. And then also claims capture through that stop loss protection for the most recent period, $427,000 as compared to the 12-month previous at $1.2 million. And then we've got some population metrics there. Our average age of our population is 47, almost an even split, male and female for our population. We are required every 2 years to go out for request for proposal through the Health Insurance Transparency Act for specifically our administrative costs as well as our stop loss for our specific and then aggregate protection. So we went and performed an RFP, meeting the statutory requirement. We sent this out to the marketplace. We received 7 responses back from that request for proposal. At the end of the day, there were 2 competing carriers. It seems to be the trend here at Lakeville. It was Blue Cross Blue Shield and Health Partners that showed up, with Blue Cross Blue Shield being our current incumbent carrier. And upon review and taking a look at our renewal as well as those proposals, it was the recommendation from the Representative Insurance Committee to go ahead and remain with Blue Cross. So we would ask for your support in that. And when we took a look at that, we were able to go ahead and negotiate down a $1.1 million reduction in our total liability for our plan, which was excellent. And then also secure $174,000 to actually pay for the Healthiest You program that I referred to earlier that is netting us some serious savings. So based on that, the fixed costs and the stop loss, as well as the claims utilization in our analysis over the last 24 months, we recommend the board approve a 5% rate increase for the 2024-25 plan year. And I would open it up for any questions.
Director David Anderson.
Who is on the insurance committee?
Oh, you're killing me. So specifically on names, I don't have the names.
Well, is it a mix of
Yeah, so we
administrative
have
teachers?
Correct. So every bargaining unit is represented on the committee.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't memorize everybody's names, but
It
yeah.
doesn't have to be, but it's a mix of people.
Correct.
Okay.
Do we have any more questions from board members? Director Thompson?
Yeah, so thank you for this. I took some notes, and so I appreciate it. So bear with me as I've got a few questions just to make sure that I've got some more clarity. So the Healthiest You program costs us $174,000 annually. Is that what I heard?
So the cost is it's about that. It's right around 165,000 currently. It's anticipated to be in that 174 range. So essentially, we've had that program. We'll finish up our second year here at the end of June.
Yep.
We have not paid for that program at all. That's been part of our request for proposal bid spec. And so we've had various providers that have been interested in our business actually include some credits there. So we're not paying for that out of pocket, but getting the benefit.
Getting the benefit. And so part of that benefit is that by offering that online access to therapists, psychologists, mental health, doctors, we've saved about roughly $384,000 is what I heard for the first 6 months of 23, 24.
Correct.
Does that sound right? Okay.
Correct.
So it's a good deal.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very much so. So I've got another question. Okay. So I see that the plan itself paid out $27 million in claims compared to 26 from the previous year.
Mm-hmm.
How much is the district contributing into this?
So I don't have that number right offhand, Director Thompson, but we'd have to go and take a look at every collectively bargained contract to see what that particular portion would be. So there's an aggregate premium, right, depending on the plan that that individual employee would select, and then based on their contract, that's going to drive how much the district is going to pay for that. Typically, in a school K through 12 school district, you can see the plan sponsor, the school district, paying anywhere from 70% and up.
Of the
total.
of the district, right?
Yep.
And then the other part is going to the employees that will offset that.
Correct, a cost share by the
got it,
employees,
got it.
right?
And because it's self-funded, obviously, I mean, we have some more flexibility and have more control in that respect. I'm just curious because I know that on the benefit side. And it is self-funded. The type of plan that we have offered, while we did talk about the Healthiest You, how would you compare the benefits package that we have compared to other districts?
Lakeville Area Schools has a very rich benefit package. So we currently on the medical insurance, we offer 3 different plans: a $20 copay plan, which is more a traditional legacy plan, a $500 deductible plan, and then over the last couple of years, a $4,000 high deductible plan. So we're really giving the employees the gamut, and then depending on where rates go and where contributions are based on the collectively bargained contract, individual employees have the choice at open enrollment or through a life event to go ahead and select the plan that it best suits their needs and their family needs.
Director Carly Anderson.
Yeah, I do want to just ask a question about the Health ICU program. So I work in the VA as a mental health provider. So one of the things that we have noticed, or I guess during COVID, there was obviously a big transition to virtual care to accommodate veteran needs and things like that. We certainly saw a change in the last year in terms of people wanting to resume in-person therapy, and so, or just in-person services. And so I guess I'm wondering, one, I can answer my own questions by doing some literature review around the evidence base of virtual care versus in-person care, but are we doing any sort of evaluation, surveying of our staff in terms of outcomes with virtual care versus in-person?
Yeah, so Dr. Anderson, I would say specifically outcomes versus virtual versus in-person, we have not asked that specific question. What I can tell you is that when individuals go through the Healthiest You program, they're asked to share their experiences towards the end of their care. As a mental health practitioner, the biggest thing, one of the things that really kind of drove us over the finish line, so to speak, for offering this program, certainly it was a value add for us and our staff, but really it was about providing access to employees and their dependents. Because what we do know is because of the fact that this trend has been increasing, that demand is so high, it's very difficult to sometimes see the practitioner in the area of need that you want to see in a timely manner. So if at the very least, because it's voluntary, individuals can go ahead and seek that care in the virtual environment with a practitioner that's licensed here in the state of Minnesota. What we don't want them to do is have a crisis moment, go to the emergency room when that could have been treated through a practitioner in a virtual type environment.
Yeah, I just think it's important for us to kind of be thinking about that long-term piece, just because, and it would just be good to kind of know what the credential differences and those kinds of things are, just because mental health is a problem in the state and the country overall, but obviously we want to make sure that our staff have access to really high-quality providers who are going to provide evidence-based care. So that would be my 2 cents. I know that's not a board member piece, but
No, duly noted, Dr. Anderson. I'm hearing you. Yeah.
Director Thompson.
So I just want to follow up on the Rich plan that you shared. I know that you said that there would be a 5% increase, and so help me understand, 5% of what? Is there a number that I'm aware of?
No, that's a great question. So what we do, I'm not going to get insurance-y. What we're going to do is we're not going to have aligned rates, which really means that it's going to be 5% across the board. So we take a look at the total revenue need for the plan based on our claims and our administrative expenses. And then we have the 3 plans and the population of those 3 plans wherever they lie.
Yep. So
if one plan is $1,000, it would be 5% on top of that $1,000 plan, and so on if one is $700, single family, those types of things. So it's really distributed equally among the plans, although there's different decrement values on the plans because of the benefit levels associated with those 3 plans. So ultimately, we take a look at the overall plan, we assess the 5%. How we get the revenue is by applying that across the board with the plans that are being offered.
I guess what I'm trying to get to is how does this, and again, each employee within our district is probably different, like the 2.5% increase, how does that impact? Is there a number that we know? Is this going to increase individuals' plans per month by $250 or $100 or I don't know.
Yeah, again, Director Thompson, what I would say there is it's going to vary by bargaining unit.
Yeah.
But in the example I used earlier, $1,000 just on its face, 5%, $50. So the district would pick up 25, the employee would pick up the other 25, depending again how that contract was written and how that contribution is going to be dealt with.
Okay.
Any further questions from board members? Okay.
Thank you, Chair Baker.
Thank you.
Dr. Van Zyl, members of the board. Appreciate it. Thanks, Brenda. I would note that at 6:44, by the way. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Did you have anything to add, Brenda? Okay. All right, so what we need from board members is a motion to approve the medical and dental renewal.
I'll make a motion.
Well, motion by Director Kelleher. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Director Schindley. Any further discussion or questions on this item?
I just would like to thank the insurance committee for all the time and effort, because it does take a long time, and it's a pretty large group of people to come together and come to consensus on that, and I appreciate the commitment that they've made to getting it done.
I agree. Thank you. Anything else? All right, hearing none, we'll put it to a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. So the last item on the agenda tonight is the student nutrition contract approval. And that's Brenda again.
Yes, you have before you this evening a tentative agreement with our student nutrition group. Administration has a tentative agreement with student nutrition for the 23-24 and 24-25 agreement years. Highlights of this settlement include an additional paid holiday and wage increases of 2.5% year 1 and 2.5% year 2 for a total package increase of 7.88%. And this settlement is within the budgeted parameters for this group.
I will make,
Sorry.
oh,
I was going to ask if anybody had any questions on that.
I'll make a motion to accept the contract approval.
Okay, we have a motion by Director Kelleher. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Director Lind. Any further questions or discussions on the contract? Okay, hearing none, we'll put it to a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
No.
Okay, so we have 6-1. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so now we are to the superintendent's report.
Yeah, it'll be very quick. Just a reminder that winter is not over, obviously, over the last couple of days, but thankfully we were
Winter.
able to get, well, yeah, absolutely. We were able to get into school, so hopefully we've avoided a snow day. Spring break is next week, so we need to remind people to make sure they check the website for activities and events taking place. And it was mentioned earlier, we do have our mediation session tomorrow through negotiation, so that's an update for what's going on.
Okay. Turn my microphone off, sorry. All right, thank you very much for that update. Now the board will we're going to move into a closed meeting as permitted by Minnesota Statute 13D.05 Subdivision 3A to evaluate the performance of an individual who is subject to the board's authority. Do I have a motion from a board member to move into closed session?
So moved.
Sorry. Oh, thank you. So we need to identify the individual that we are meeting about, and we are meeting for the superintendent's evaluation process. So thank you for that. So we have a motion by Director Kelleher to move into closed session. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Director Lind. Any discussion by board members on this? Okay, hearing none, the board will move into closed session. Thank you.
I take a sit in.